Footism Podcast has returned for episode 4. If you guys didn't catch that reference, it was a reference to The Rock because today we are shooting a special Halloween episode for you guys. Now, granted, it's coming about a week or so after Halloween, but hey, we're here for it. As you guys can see, I am dressed up as old school Rock. I've got the whole turtleneck chain, fanny pack situation going on. Varun is dressed up like a dark angel for some reason. I don't know why.
All I had.
Yeah, that's all he had. Abe is dressed up as one of the scariest players on planet Earth, Roy Keane. Yeah, Nubble is just Nubble, but we're not here to discuss costumes with you guys. We're here to talk about football, which is the primary concern of the Footism podcast. And like I said in the introduction, we are here for episode 4. But leading into the Halloween theme, we'll start things off with a short little segment. Guys, if you were professional footballers, one-on-one on the pitch, which player would you be most afraid to go head to head with? Let's start off with you, Varun. Who would you be most afraid
Okay.
to see on the other side of the pitch coming at you?
I like playing midfield winger. So although I am I would say right-footed winger, would still say go for a left back here. I think the scariest player I can think of is Dani Alves. So I was thinking about someone who generally would like just take it down. Oh, sorry, I meant right back. It's the opposite side. So I would play right wing, but he still comes to me as one of the scariest players I can think of. Yeah, when I think about someone who's running at me to tackle me, I feel like Dani Alves is just like, it kind of blows my mind a little bit. I have no idea what to think about a situation where I'm up against him. So I would go with Alves for one of the scariest players that I would not want to come up against.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Nabil? Who do you have in your scariest player category?
I mean, if I'm a defender, I'm thinking from a defensive point of view. Although that player doesn't look very scary, but what he does, I think he gives defenders nightmares. And obviously, I'm just talking about one and only Lionel Messi. I mean, if I'm a defender defending Messi, I am praying for my life. Really, I mean, I am. I don't know what he's gonna do, man. He's just gonna dribble past me. He's gonna do some of his magic shit. I don't know, man. So as a defender, yeah, I would be so scared to face Lionel Messi, But yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, when you think scary, Lionel Messi's little baby face doesn't come to mind. But
Yeah,
anyway,
that's what I said. He's not scary looking. Then I
But
would be
yeah.
scared to face it as a defender.
I guess in terms of a footballing perspective, yeah, he's a
Yeah.
pretty scary player to go up against. Abe, who do you have on your?
Let me say, like, being a United fan, and I mean, in my real life, I play as a defender. So, as a United fan, Sergio Aguero has always been a nightmare.
Yeah, that's a scary guy.
Yeah, I mean, every single game, I mean, Haaland is half scary as Aguero too. I mean, at least yet. I mean, he's gonna be there, I don't know. But whenever Aguero played, especially against United, he delivered. So, it was very scary, and I would never want to play against him.
I think talk about scary players. I think if we just want to focus on, players that are just scary, like, this scary. So I don't know if you guys remember this guy from Swansea. He used to play at Swansea, Gomez.
Buffett and Gomez.
Oh my
Well,
God,
Buffett
the
and Bigos,
celebration.
Yeah, Nabil, you wouldn't believe I was about to talk about him.
He used to do that lion thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty
he's
creepy.
shoot of ball boys at the corner, at the corner flag.
Yeah,
It
that was
wasn't
pretty
just
nice.
creepy. It felt like weird for a football pitch. What is he doing? Like,
Yeah, no idea. It was scary.
It had a little like I don't know, like a kinky thing to it also, if you get what I mean.
exactly.
It was a little weird, but yeah. I mean, Buffett Gomez, yeah, was an interesting guy. Me personally, though, like you guys said, if you're going positional wise as a defender, I like playing centre backs. I mean, I'm always afraid of going up against scary strikers, and I think the one person that comes to mind for me, both scary in terms of skill and scary in terms of oh my God, I'm afraid for my life. I'd probably go with Luis Suarez because there's always that fear of him biting your ear off or biting a part of your shoulder off or something like that.
And you do look like Chiellini, so there is a chance.
Yeah, I do. I do look like Chiellini. Yeah, that would work. And to be fair, Branislav Ivanovic was also like losing his hair, so it works both ways. But yeah, so those were our scariest players, guys. I mean, in light of Halloween, if those of you watching could let us know who you think are the scariest players in football has ever seen, we'd much appreciate it if you get it in the comment section below. But let's move on to the actual topic of conversation that we've come here for today, and that is, of course, discussing what happened over the weekend and what is to come in the following weekend in the world of football. And we'll start off with some of the incredible goals that we saw over the weekend because there were some blinders over the weekend, some absolutely insane world-class goals, some of which you could consider for a Puskas Award maybe in 2027. And yeah, let's start with the Manchester United goal because right now we've got three Manchester United fans to the one Real Madrid fan, and we will get to the Real Madrid player, don't you guys worry. We're of course talking about Ahmad's equalizer against Nottingham. That, in my opinion, was one of the cleanest volleys I've seen in a while. There were so many defenders in front of Ahmad, but he hit it so cleanly that Sells couldn't see it through the crowd and it just nicely slotted into the goal. Abhay, what were your thoughts on Ahmad's goal?
Bro, like, let me be honest, I had a bet with one of my colleagues in office. So I was really worried. I was for sure, I was 100% sure that we were not going to lose against Nottingham Forest. And then they scored two goals, and I was really shocked. I was watching with one of our friends, Satya, and both of us were watching together. And last minute, when Ahmad hit, actually, I did not see the ball, to be honest. I just saw them celebrating, I just saw the volley. And I was like, whoa, what just happened? And I was like, okay, thank you. I did not lose my money. But yeah, that was very. And nearly he scored another one, right, with the last touch of the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
And especially being an equalizer was special to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I missed much of that game because I had gone outside, and we won't be discussing the game in much depth as we go further on into the podcast episode. So let's have a brief discussion about what happened in that game. And I mean, I feel it was for United to win. I think we could have easily won that match. And as usual, I won't say there was anything wrong with Amorim's tactics. I won't say there's anything wrong with the formation. I feel at the end of the day, it came down to the fact that when we go up one, we always tend to be more complacent in defense. And our defenders just tend to switch off. And that's why we just generally just went down 2-1 by the time the 50th minute rolled around. What do you think of the game, Varun?
So
It
just like
doesn't
you, I
matter
didn't
what
watch.
you think. I'm just kidding. Continue.
Wow, I was just like, why are you shouting, bro? I know it's Halloween, but still.
I was leading into the whole rock thing, but yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, sorry. I didn't catch that. So basically, like you, apparently Abhay missed the goal even though he was watching it. You didn't even watch the game. I also
Yeah.
missed the game. I had gone to drop a friend to the airport, so I missed the game. But I've watched the highlights already. It's been couple of days. I already watched the highlights like 5 times. I'm not exaggerating. It's so nice to see a goal like that, and I think the beauty of it is obviously the finish when the ball rises and you're like, okay, hit it, and someone actually hits it. But what I liked about the like Ahmad's play was that he got his positioning perfect. How did he know that the chances of it deflecting off the defender is going to land there? Usually, like wing backs are a little farther behind. They don't stand at the edge of the box. They usually are prepared for like a counter attack so they can defend. But he was at the edge of the box, kind of expecting a deflection. And oh my God, that was like a really sweet hit. And I think I watched the highlights 5 times just for that goal. But yeah, overall, when it comes to how I think United did play, it felt like more or less an even game. We had, like, when you look at the stats of Forest and United's, the shots that we had on target, the shots that we created, the chances we created, we did create like around the same number of chances, both the teams. Defensively, like Nitin said, it's clear that we don't know how to lead once we have it. We kind of slip as soon as we go 1-0 up. We're better at scoring right after we go behind somehow. I feel like we do that better as a team. So I'm glad we eventually did get the draw, but I would have much better preferred a win, obviously. I feel like we could have capitalized in the first half and scored a lot more goals. But yeah, that's what I think.
I mean, yeah, the draw basically makes sure that United Strand has to keep his hair growing, at least I think until the beginning of December, which is
December.
a
Yeah.
bit sad for him. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it was a very interesting game. And on your thoughts on Ahmad being able to score that goal from that position, I think it really comes down to his ability as a winger because I mean, he's done that so many times before in the past where he hangs around at the edge of the box, and usually he's the one collecting the cross at the edge of the box and then trying that long range effort, which more often than not works out in his favor. And it did work out in his favor against Nottingham. Nabil, I know that you're a Leeds fan, and traditionally Leeds fans hate United, or considering this is Halloween, you're generally afraid of United. What were your thoughts on United's performance against Nottingham Forest? And do you think it was down to Sean Dyche's magic that they managed to eke out a draw, or was it just complacency on United's part, like many of us believe?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of everything. Same like you guys. I didn't catch the whole game. But thankfully, I did watch the Ahmad goal live, so I was glad I did that. I mean, I think I watched the last 10-15 minutes, when United were trying to get back into the game. But yeah, no, I think from what I've heard about the game, I think in the first half as well, I think Mbuemo and Cunha I think they were non-existent. I've heard that, I mean, can happen. Can happen. These away games in Premier Leagues, they're never really given that, you're going to just fly past teams, especially if they're Sean Dyche teams. So yeah, I mean, it's not like a huge surprise that, then I don't think it's a huge surprise, even though you guys were on a 3-match winning run. Because I mean, again, Sean Dyche's teams, they tend to do that, don't they? So, yeah, I mean, I think United will take a draw at this point. I don't think it's too much of a worry. Obviously, could have won the game. That amazing goal line clearance. I don't remember who the Forest defender was who made that.
I think it was Murillo.
Yeah.
Okay, Murillo. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
As I said, I didn't watch the whole game, but yeah, I don't think United should be too worried. And I think Man United also have a good run of fixtures coming up. Apart from the Spurs, which you have next.
After Spurs, yeah.
After that, I think you guys have a really good fixture list coming up. So
Yeah, we are playing Wolves twice.
exactly. Wow.
Somehow, I don't know how that works because I thought it was like different halves of the season.
No, it
but
happens. It
yeah,
happens in December.
sometimes.
Even happened in December.
Even we are playing. Even Leeds is playing like Liverpool twice in December.
Oh, nice, fun for Leeds.
Good for Liverpool.
I mean, I think it's fine. We could use two. I think we could use two Wolves games in a row, mainly because we've got two away games in a row coming up. I mean, we finished one away game, and now we've got the next
Mhm.
one at the Spurs Stadium, which is a topic of conversation we will get into soon. But let's stick to the topic of worldies and the incredible goals that we saw over the weekend.
Mhm.
I didn't particularly see these ones, but Varun, I think you mentioned on the Footism WhatsApp group that we have that Anthony had a couple of screamers against whoever Real Betis was playing. Why don't you enlighten us about what Anthony did against whoever Real Betis was up
I mean,
against?
yeah, I forgot who they played. Nabil, who did Betis play this weekend? I can't remember, but
Yeah, I don't know.
basically, I was watching like La Liga highlights. I was watching the big wins by Barca, Madrid, and I just came across the Betis game, and I thought, like, why not? Let's see it. So Anthony, basically, like from a winger's point of view, everything that he used to do before would be nonsense, right? At United, he just tried to mess around with the ball. He didn't really put crosses in. He didn't cut in and shoot enough, although he just used his left foot most of the time. But at Betis, I feel like his decision making has improved. He knows when to cut in and shoot. He knows when to make a pass. I feel like he's overall a lot more confident with that team, which is why it's good that he moved as well, because clearly he didn't have like an attitude problem or something at United. It was just skill
Confident.
that was lacking. Yeah, confidence, skill that was lacking. Exactly. So he scored 2 goals for Betis on Sunday, and both of them came from outside the box. One was, like you run into the middle, you beat a defender, and you're kind of facing the goal head on, like it's in front of you. And then he just scored, like, I think it was a bottom corner finish. The other one was a very Robin/Ahmad type goal recently, like cut in on the left and like curl one into the top corner.
Mhm.
So when I saw those, I was like, I think we should discuss this as much as it's not related to United, it's still a United
Yeah.
player. So we can just talk about him because I know that it's nice to watch a United player do well. So Betis won 3-0, and it was a very good game for them. I don't think they had any difficulties. So yeah, that's the screamers that I watched by Anthony.
I mean, yeah,
What other? Yeah,
I mean,
sorry,
let's
go on.
we can still talk a little bit more about Anthony. I know it's a heartbreak for United fans. I mean, we were hoping that he would do well for us, but that didn't really pan out. And now every other weekend we have to see CBS Sports talking about how all these players have left United and are thriving elsewhere, which is, let's be honest, a lot of BS because the leagues they're playing in, I feel, have a lot to do with why they're performing so well. Particularly with Anthony in La Liga and Rashford in La Liga, I feel like because that high pace intensity isn't there and it's more of a technical game and a little bit more slow paced compared to the Premier League, they have a lot more time to play that type of game, dribble the ball in, cut in, take their time to shoot because you don't have defenders pressing like crazy like you do with the Premier League.
Yeah.
And Anthony has been a huge revelation, of course, for Real Betis, both in his loan after he had in January, I believe, and now that he's kind of sort of permanently moved to.
Also, I mean, one major thing that we're missing out is they all left Man United. So
Look, that's a broken narrative.
I mean, look at everyone that's leaving. They're performing.
Come on, man, come on. come on. Okay, well, what about the guys who stayed here and have performed? Are you telling me that the players who've left are not at the level to actually perform with the Manchester United? Like Bruno Fernandes has continued to thrive ever since he joined United.
I mean,
Maguire,
Bruno
despite a
Fernandes,
shaky patch at the
obviously,
beginning, is
yeah,
killing it
yeah, yeah.
now. I
No,
mean,
no, no, no.
it's
Obviously, like there are players that are performing well at Man United. I mean, I didn't mean
yeah,
it that way. I mean, it is fair to point out that these players didn't like I don't know what's the word like they didn't acclimate to Man United. I don't know, but then
yeah.
different clubs they're performing
I
differently.
actually feel it's all about the weight on the shoulders.
Yeah,
Playing for
yeah,
United is not an easy task
True,
because
yeah.
true.
yeah. So I mean, why would anyone care about Real Betis? Like,
I mean,
yeah,
and to
I
your
mean
point,
they
like
care.
when
I
these
mean,
guys join,
they just care about Real Betis right now because Anthony is playing there and
Yeah,
he was an ex-Manchester United player.
it's good PR
Simple as
for them
that.
as well for Real Betis.
Wow, I've never heard this debate before. It's a completely new debate, guys.
I mean,
And
But
also,
no, no, no. I'm just saying that I feel like in terms of people moving, it's what Abhay said. Like it's the pressure of playing at the big club, and also the team wasn't doing well. So for them, it's like, okay, we're not performing. It might be because of me. I feel like that is a narrative that they kind of they were lot of the players that left, especially maybe Hoyland and Rashford. Anthony, I wouldn't say so much, but a lot of the games that we did play, I felt like the pressure was on both of them to do well and score. But at the teams they've moved to, they have other big players around them who can come in place when they don't do well. So that takes that pressure off. Because like Abhay said, like you playing for United is a lot of pressure, but so is playing for Barcelona. But I think like Rashford moving there is more because there are so many good players there right now. Rafinha was killing it last season, and he doesn't have to like worry about it not working out for him. And I feel like that is what happens when you leave United, like Nabil said. So the pressure's off you basically.
I think
yeah,
it's also a situation wherein when these guys joined United, all of them had huge transfer fees associated with them. And there was a lot of expectations that these guys would be like the saviors of the club when they joined. I think Anthony was like, what, 80, 90 million in terms of pounds, close to 100 million. Hoyland was like 75 for like an unproven striker who I think had one goal in the Serie A from Atlanta. Rashford was our wonder boy, the guy we were hoping would be like the Mbappe to Monaco or the Yamal to Barcelona. And I mean, while he did live up to expectations, he didn't reach the heights we were hoping he'd reach. And I think it's just like Abe said, the weight of expectation probably like weighed them down when they were with United. And now that they've left, they have a little bit off their backs and they're able to well play more freely. But yeah, Nabil, let's discuss the tactical situation in La Liga, and do you think that has an effect on the performances of these United
yeah. I mean,
players?
obviously a little bit. Obviously a little bit will have because obviously we know Premier League is much more high intensity. All those things. So obviously that has an effect. But at the same time, I think it would be too harsh to say that these players are performing well because they're in an easier league. No, no, they have been performing well, really well since moving on. Anthony, McTominay, whoever it is, Rashford, they have been performing really well. Yeah, given it's not as high intensity as Premier League, but then I think that would be unfair to on those players to say that that's the sole reason they're performing really well. It's because they've switched leagues. They have improved as players, I feel, as well after leaving United.
Yep, that's a fair point. Speaking of United rejectees, we have to talk about the worldie that Carrera scored. By far, in my opinion, the best goal of the weekend. That was a sensational finish. And I mean, it just, reignited my hate for Eric Ten Hag just watching that goal. I mean, oh God, how did we let a talent like that leave United? And that too for pennies on the dime. We got 5 million back for him, which is ludicrous. We should have gotten so much more. Such a talented player. But yeah, let's go to the man of the hour who's probably loving the fact that Carreras is playing for him, his
Yeah.
club. Nabil, what were your thoughts on Carreras' goal, man? That was insane.
It was absolutely insane. It was a rocket. And when he had the ball in that position, I wasn't expecting Carreras to shoot at all, because when he gets on that position, like just outside the box on the left hand side, you either expect him to just dart away, make a run, and then hopefully put a cross in, or you expect him to have like a 1-2-1 with someone, with a weenie or someone. So the fact that he shot was surprising, firstly, and then the goal itself was just perfect. Oh my god! I mean, in slow motion you can see the ball just swerve and then go into that top corner. It was just amazing. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful goal. And it was a really good game as well. It was just so easy for us
Yeah,
that
yeah,
game.
4-0, I believe, right, to Valencia?
Yeah, yeah, 4
Yeah.
nil.
And I mean, just thinking, I'm replaying the goal in my head right now, and it reminds me so much. Although the angle was a lot more sharper for this man, it reminds me so much of Roberto Carlos's goal where he just shot it from that corner left-hand side and it just curved in into the goal.
Yeah,
It's very similar. Of course, Carreras was a little bit more closer to the goal, and the
so
angle
yeah.
was a lot less sharper. But I'm assuming you'd like him to follow in the footsteps of Roberto Carlos and live up to that hype. But yeah, let's go to the former United. I mean, the United fans who are like me, probably feeling the pain of the fact that Alvaro Carreras has left us. What do you guys think of that absolute stunner, Abe?
Yeah, so the best part about that goal is like he didn't even celebrate. It was so cold. It was just
Yeah, yeah, he
like,
just walked away.
it's like I do this every. And was it his first goal, Nabil? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it was first goal. Yeah, yeah.
Imagine
Already.
scoring your
Yeah.
first goal for Real Madrid
Yeah,
and not celebrating.
yeah.
And we
Bro
lost
did,
that player, by the way. We
bro did the
lost that player.
Kabile. He did the Kabile. He was just like, yeah, yeah, this is what I do. Like, man, it was too good,
I
dude.
mean, it was. See, I'm so happy for him because he deserves much more than United, sadly. But
Few words have
Most players
yeah,
do.
yeah, but I'm happy for him. Especially he's from Spain, so he gets to play in Spain. I mean, and he's a kid, so and playing for the best club, arguably.
I think he was a Real Madrid youth player, right?
Yeah, he
I,
was. Yeah,
oh, he
yeah.
was. I
I'm
thought
just
it was
confused
Atletico Madrid.
if our academy sold it to your academy or your academy sold it to our academy. I'm not sure which way it was.
I think it went from yeah, it was Madrid. It was Madrid, Castilla to United. Then he went to Benfica.
Benfica,
Yeah,
Benfica. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't have much to say about the goal. It was just wow for me. So that's it. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just
yeah, I mean,
so
I want to
confident.
ask you about the goal. I just want to put you in a corner and I want to hear from you. Tell me this is the biggest mistake that Eric Ten Hag made as United
Oh,
manager.
that's in a
If this is
corner. Honestly, and honestly, there are a lot of narratives about that because you can't say it's his biggest mistake. Because I feel like yes, we needed a left back, but he didn't play Ahmad the entire time. So I don't know if it's his biggest mistake. It's just another one to pick up about Eric Ten Hag. And for those of you who don't know, I actually thought Ten Hag was going to eventually do better because I saw the trophy wins and how he pulled them off, even with an extremely injured squad and stuff. But I've never said no to things like him having slept on Ahmad or not bringing Carreras in even for like a debut, like just let him play, see what happens. So those things I agree with. Ten Hag should have totally built on that, but I don't hate him as much as you do, Nathan. So I think that is,
I mean,
yeah,
look, I don't hate the guy. I just was really pissed off with how he handled like the last couple of months at United, and then he
I
went on to
agree.
prove my point with Bayer Leverkusen. There were a lot of internal discussions about how
What
he
back in
wanted to,
what like 5 years?
sign his own players from his own agency, which he actually did with United, but our board, being our board, never caught on to that fact. Bunch of idiots.
True.
But yeah, let's move on. Let's swiftly move on. We were talking about a Real Madrid boy, Alvaro Carreras. Let's move on to another Real Madrid guy who seems to have, and I use this in a very ambiguous way, he seems to have had something rubbed off on him from Lamine Yamal. And of course, I'm talking about the fact that Franco Mastantuono has a pubalgia injury, which was the same injury that Yamal had not too long ago. We've cracked a couple of jokes about it. It's certainly a very interesting injury to have. I don't know. I never thought in my lifetime as a football fan that a pubalgia injury would be such a devastating injury, to be honest.
I mean,
Nabil, you're the Real Madrid guy. What are your thoughts on karma biting back and now a Real Madrid player getting a pubalgia
You
injury?
know, when Lamine Yamal was still dating his ex-girlfriend, the singer, I don't know what her name was, Nicole or something.
Nicky Nicole or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So when he was still dating her, I remember reading this rumor that she broke up with Lamine Yamal then and actually hooked up with Franco Mastantuono.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm
My
not
God.
kidding. Not even
That
kidding.
would be
that's
insane. Jesus.
With Franco. I was actually gonna send that post, on the Footism group, but then I tried to look up more, and then no other news was reporting it. So I was like, okay, this is obviously
Oh,
some.
dude, if that is true, we all know what a pubalgia injury is now, man. Let's be
like,
honest. God damn. No,
no, it's
it's supposed to
yeah,
be like a groin strain or something like that, from what I know.
yeah.
But like,
So
oh,
it's
dude,
apparently It's a muscle injury that is quite popular in sports athletes that play mainly using their legs. So like ice hockey, ball, not American football, Australian soccer, whatever that is, or Australian rules football, I think.
Playing rules
Yeah.
football.
Why haven't we
Basically,
heard about this before? Why is it
I feel
coming up
like
now?
they termed it. I don't know because then you read about it. It has multiple names, and I think till recently they just used those names like groin strains, groin injuries, hip, maybe I don't know something to do with, but that area basically. So we just use the names based on that. And recently they started using pubalgia or athletic pubalgia. So it basically doesn't seem to happen to people who don't play this like sports.
I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was a funny point. The fact that Yamal had the pubalgia injury, and now, in a weird twist, a Real Madrid player of a similar age has managed to get the same injury as well. But yeah, let's move on from the injury crisis at Real Madrid, and let's talk about some of the upcoming games that we have this weekend. And of course, in the Premier League, we've got two major games. We'll start off with the one where we don't have anybody represented here, and that is, of course, the actual blockbuster of the weekend, which is Manchester City versus Liverpool. It's a huge game because, in my opinion, the team that comes out on top in this game is going to be the one that's challenging Arsenal and doing the world a favor by trying to prevent Arsenal from getting that Premier League. What are your guys' predictions? Who do you think is going to come out on top? Personally, for me, I feel like Man City are on more of a roll than Liverpool, but Liverpool also managed to bounce back after those 6 games lost with a win against Aston Villa, so it could go either way. But I think I'd prefer if a City won because they tend to have Arsenal's number more often than not. What about you guys? Who do you think is going to come out on top? Abe, let's start with you.
Yeah, so I have said this before, I'm gonna say that again. So I think this season is gonna be a cakewalk for Arsenal. And City is not gonna compete, Liverpool is not gonna compete.
I hate to
Because
hear it, man.
yeah, because conceding just 3 goals from 11 games, it's insane.
Mad.
That is awesome.
That's actually too good. And the defenders are scoring as well. Yeah, leaving that, and I think again City versus Liverpool. Uh, I think City is gonna win easily, and it's gonna be a 3-0 win is what I'm gonna predict.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think sticking to the idea that Arsenal have had a good run of games so far, I think it's
Yeah.
important to note that Arsenal have had some easy games. I think the two big teams they've played so far, and I know I'm tooting our own horn here. There was United in the opener where they kind of struggled, and I think it was the Liverpool game. Have they played any other of the top six
They beat
since
City.
then?
Yeah,
They beat
they played
City.
City, right?
They beat
They
City.
beat, they won one, yeah, one.
They beat
Yeah,
Man
so
City.
that was
They
in
played.
Etihad or was that in Emirates?
Emirates.
Yeah, so I
Did they
still
beat Man
feel.
City?
They drew though, I think. They drew.
1-1, yeah.
1-1.
Yeah, they drew.
Yeah, I still feel like there are tougher games ahead for them, and you can always count on Arsenal managing to bottle it, and I hope that's the case this year. Because I mean, I don't know, I just can't stand Arsenal fans, man. Their club is fine, their players are pretty good. Their manager's a bit weird at times, but the fans, oh God, the fans, that's going to be a pain in the ass. But yeah, Varun, what are your thoughts? City, Liverpool, who's going to come out on top?
So the game itself, I feel like it could be a draw. Like I feel like it would be like 2-2 or something because I know that when a big game comes around, Liverpool just somehow turns up. They figured out how to do it. Not talking about the game against United. I said big game. And City, honestly, like you guys just mentioned, Haaland has been doing everything. So if he has a good game, I feel like it's possible, and he usually has a good game. But in the entirety of the season, we need players like Haaland in teams like City to basically come back and catch Arsenal. And knowing Arsenal, they could very well bottle in the second half, and City could like have a great run of games. They could go like 2 months winning everything, knowing City. So if anyone had to catch Arsenal, I would say it's City. But the gap is pretty big right now. I think it's like 6 points already for Arsenal. They're 6 points on top.
I mean,
So, but
we're
it's still
just 10
early.
games in. Yeah.
Exactly. Still early. So I guess for them it's more like hope, but for us who don't want them to win, I think it's more hope that City somehow catch them because I don't think Liverpool are going to do it this year. I feel like Liverpool still need to
Yeah.
figure some stuff out.
I mean, all
Yeah,
it would take is for Arsenal to lose 3 games and City to win 3 more and we'd be golden. But yeah. Nabil,
exactly.
what are
Yeah.
your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the game?
I think I'll go with the guys. I think City will win. Historically, I don't think Liverpool have done well at the Etihad. They're not like a Tottenham Hotspur who turn up at the Etihad always.
Yeah.
I think it should be okay for City. Liverpool, as Varun said, are still trying to figure things out. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they even have their playing 11 sorted out. I don't think the manager knows his best playing 11 at the moment. So yeah, City win for me. I think it's a 3-1. win for City. In terms of catching Arsenal, I would love to see Bournemouth make a run, man. They're second right now. They're like 4 points behind. I mean, the last game that they played against Man City, I was really hoping that they beat City or at least get a draw. I think that would have sent like a statement that oh, Bournemouth, they're here to maybe not for the title, but at least for the top four, they're here to compete. But they lost.
I would love to see a Bournemouth fairy tale run, similar to Leicester City in 2016. But I feel like, I don't know, it's just inconsistency with Bournemouth. As an FPL player, I captained Semenyo like 2, 3 weeks in a row, and those 3 weeks he just didn't show up. And now I've captained
That was
Haaland
just
now.
that was just a bad move. You don't go against Haaland with the form he is in right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was just a poor move.
I mean, I've captained Haaland now. I hope he scores like a hat trick against Liverpool. So well, let's see. And if he doesn't score, I guess the problem is definitely me. And I mean, I guess maybe that can help United in the long run. But anyway, that's just a wishful thinking. But yeah, you did bring up Spurs and Spurs' success at Etihad. Let's talk about Spurs because United have a chance to go 5 games in a row undefeated. And that is because we have the game against Tottenham in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Historically, over the last couple of years, not a fun ground for United to visit. But I think, given last week's results and how things are going, the momentum is with United. I'm hoping for a win. I have a feeling it's going to be a very hard-fought win. Thomas Frank, I still remember, I think I saw a video on social media over the last couple of hours of him trying to shake hands or high five Van de Ven and another one of his defenders, and
Friends,
they
yeah.
just both
Friends.
they both. So I mean, things are not looking good for Spurs in the locker room on the pitch. But what do you guys think? What do you think? What do you think is going to happen with this game? Are United going to continue their undefeated streak? Varun,
Okay, I guess, yeah. So I was going to say, I feel like this is going to have a lot of impact in the midfield, like both the teams, because I feel like that's where we struggled. Although we have figured it out in the past few games to some extent. Thomas Frank's entire ideology of what he changed after Ange was that he fixed Spurs' midfield. Like now they do a lot better pressing and attacking when it comes to that basically the formation that was very close to what Ange had, but Frank has just figured it out. And in general, I think Frank's tactically really good as a coach. And I feel like he's going to do really well at Spurs if everything else works out for him. Like you said, players, the dressing room, if he has that, and if he's good with the board, all that. If he is given everything he needs, he's going to do well at Spurs. So I'm a little skeptical about winning that game. But I feel like it's possible for us to basically not lose because if we can figure out that one midfield thing, I feel like our attack is going to do well enough. We've had a lot of good performances from defenders lately. So I think that can work out for us. So I'm going to go for 1-1. So I know I'm just going like draws this week. I said City Liverpool is 2-2 and this is 1-1. It's just because I feel like the teams that are up against each other are having seasons that could clash and neither of those teams have been spectacularly better throughout the season. It's definitely going to be a good game. That's for sure. I can imagine.
okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. We'll end with a United fan. Nabil, what are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with what Varun is saying. I don't think any side will have like a more dominating game over the other side. I think it'll be very equal, 50-50 between both the sides. Because as Varun said, I don't think either of them have been spectacularly, great. So I would also go for a 1-1 draw for this game, and I hope Mbomo scores because I just love having him on my FPL team.
Yeah, I hope my twin brother scores too. Abe, what are your thoughts as a United fan? Are you a hopeful like me? Do you think we can win this game?
I genuinely feel we can win because of the Spurs situation that we were discussing earlier. Like, I mean, they have a lot of injuries and also the thing happening between the manager and the players. But because of two reasons. First thing, let's say Thomas Frank's record against United with Brentford. It's insane. And what we have done so far in the Spurs stadium, pretty bad. But I genuinely feel we had a far better side compared to last few seasons where we played against Tottenham or Thomas Frank. So likely to be a draw, but I genuinely feel United is going to win 2-1. And what I want is something different. I don't want United to play a really good first half. I want United to suck in the first half. And then I want Amar to make a substitution, especially in the midfield. And I want Ugarte to score the goal to make it
Wow.
2-1 and win.
Okay, why?
That is very
You
specific.
want You want a Spurs bottle job, basically.
I mean, I thought
Because
if you were going for a midfield substitution, it would have been Mino, but Ugarte is, I mean, that's still out.
because probably this is what we want. Like let's say Ugarte coming back to what he did at Sporting after a good goal, confidence and all that. I mean, we never know. I mean, I'm just being delusional, I know, but it's fun.
I mean, I like the point that Varun made about this being a potential midfield battle, and I think midfield is a bit of a concern for United. Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes have clicked over the last 3 games, but based on what Fabrizio Romano has said over the last couple of days, United are heading into the January transfer window with potentially a midfielder in mind. Amorim has made it clear that if there is an opportunity to improve the squad in January, United are going to take it. We've discussed potential midfielders in the past. We've discussed Angelo Schiller, we've discussed Carlos Baleba and Adam Wharton. Looking financially, I think even United have also come to the conclusion that Adam Wharton and Carlos Baleba are not going to be possible. I remember seeing in the latest video, Conor Gallagher is a potential. Fabrizio Romano mentioned that Gallagher is a player that could potentially come to United. I don't know. We have an interesting couple of months ahead of us. There's a lot of things to take into consideration. The African Cup of Nations is also coming in and around December, which means we lose the likes of Ahmad, Mazraoui, and Mbeumo, which basically leaves our entire right-hand side vulnerable because I don't know about you guys, I do not have any more faith in Dallo as a defender whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, interesting times ahead for United. I really hope we come away with the win here. It's been a relatively short episode. We've come on the 45th minute mark. We're reaching the 45th minute mark. We'll conclude soon, but let's end with an interesting note. We're 10 games in. We'll go back and forth. We'll start. We won't be able to justify each other's picks, but let's try and create a team of the season so far. Yeah, how does that sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll do Premier League. I'll start. We'll start with the goalkeeper. We can all agree it's going to be a 4-3-3, or is there another formation you want to put in?
Yeah,
That's the best. That gives every position a maximum number. So I think, yeah.
yeah. So 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see how it goes. I think for me, the goalkeeper of the season so far for the Premier League is either between Raya, because I mean, of course, he's got nothing to do with that defense in front of him. Donnarumma, and a shout out to Roves from Sunderland.
Oh, that's
I think he's been really good. And I think at the end of the day, I've got to give it to Raya. Even if he's got a great defense in front of him, he still does his job as a keeper whenever necessary. So yeah, I think 10 games in, David Raya is the goalkeeper in the team of the season in the Premier League. Let's go on to right back. Abe, who do you have at right back?
I would have Julian Timber easily.
You went
I
him
mean,
up.
yeah. I mean, I don't need to justify because the way he has done and the changes that Arteta has made to the squad, he's playing way forward, and I did not expect him to play as a traditional right back. And I thought he was always more of a centre back or a centre back in a three-man defense. But yeah, he's played really well so far, so I think he deserves the spot.
Yep, Urian Timber. We'll go with the two centre backs. Nabil, who do you have as the two centre backs in this team?
I'm not gonna hesitate on this one. It's Saliba and Gabriel. I think the pair have combined really well so far. I mean, 3 goals in like the whole season. It's mad, man. You can't go with anyone else. It has to be Gabriel and
I'm wishing I chose Donnarumma or Roves now because this is just an Arsenal team at this point.
I think Senesi is a really good shout.
Senesi as well. Yeah, good shout to
Senesi's been
Senesi.
good. Senesi's
He's
been
been
great.
But yeah, again,
But I'll go
Arsenal
with Saliba and
defense.
Gabriel.
Let's go with left back. Left back, Varun, who do you have at left back?
honestly, I was thinking about it, and I actually can't think of anyone who stands out.
Anyone but Dallo?
Munoz.
Yes, let's go with Dalo. Yeah, actually, thank you. That's a good shot. I was thinking of Crystal Palace, the centre backs as well, but yes, I think for left back, Munoz would be someone that's been the most consistent. I think because even for Arsenal, their left like Calafiori's been good, but off and on, right? So I think Munoz would be the most consistent. So thank you for that. Yeah, left back Munoz.
I think Munoz is a right back, but yeah, okay, yeah. He
Was
can
he
be.
right back? Right back.
Yeah, Tyrick Mitchell. But I mean, I think you could go for Milos Kerkas's replacement at Bournemouth. Truefair has been pretty decent. You've also got I don't know if Mukiele is playing left back or is he playing centre
He
back?
is. Mukiele is playing left back right now. I don't know if he started playing as left back, but at the moment he's playing left.
Mukiele has been pretty good too.
Yeah, feels good. Yeah, but no, I mean that's only because Sunderland just had a burst of thing. I wouldn't put Mukiele above. Like now that I know Munoz right back, I'm confused.
Yeah,
But I
maybe
know
had a good season.
Mukiele. I don't think he's
Yeah, yeah, he's been pretty
does
okay
he, has
too.
he. Yeah, doesn't stand out when you think about the players. So I guess we move to central midfield, or that's the three.
Yeah, I think we'll do defensive midfielders. We'll go two defensive midfielders. I'll pick the two, and I'm gonna go with Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle. He's always a class defensive midfielder to have in there. And who do I go for the other defensive midfielder on this team? You know what? I'm gonna put a Sunderland player here, and he's a guy who has experience in the Premier League. Yep, Granit Xhaka. He's come back. He's been a real stalwart for Sunderland in that midfield as their captain. And yeah, he's part of the reason why they're in the top four right now. So yeah, Granit Xhaka. Let's go with the right wing. Abe, who do you have at right wing?
Right wing is always in Premier League is always between Saka and Salah, so both of them are not playing. So it's a pretty obvious choice, and it's Brian Mbeumo for right now. I mean,
Ex-
I can't think of
I
anyone
would
to
have
be
gone for him
honest.
as well.
no,
I
that's
mean, I can't think of anyone else.
that's yeah.
And also, Nitin, like going back to that center mid position, right? Elliot Anderson has been a really good.
Yep, yep, yeah. Elliot Anderson has been great for. He's another guy I think who has been kind of linked to United as well.
Yeah.
I mean, who was not linked to United, but yeah. Let's go with the attacking midfield position. Who do you have, Nabil?
Attacking midfielder.
I mean, I think attacking midfield is a good debate. I think left wing and strike is pretty straightforward. But yeah,
Enzo has been pretty decent for Chelsea, hasn't he?
yeah,
Playing,
Enzo's been good.
Enzo's been alright. Who else is there in the attacking midfield that has been good in the Premier League?
I think Kudus deserves a shout. He's had a good start to the season.
Kudus is playing on the right though, isn't he? He's playing
But
right.
Yeah,
now.
he's
I
on the
mean, he
right.
is capable of
Yeah.
playing at that cam position, though.
Yeah,
So
he's
is
not
Semenyo,
playing
right?
there though. He's not playing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. I mean, I can't really think of attacking midfielders that are playing. All I can think is Enzo.
You know what? You know what? Let's change it to a 4-3-3. We've got Guimaraes. We've got who's the other one that I put in there? Xhaka in there. Xhaka, and we put another central midfielder.
And then it's an easy choice for me. I think I would go for Caicedo.
Caicedo. Yep, I knew that would be
Yeah.
a choice for you. Caicedo's been
Yeah.
great for Chelsea.
Absolutely.
Left wing, Varun. I think you have a very straightforward choice here. We discussed him a little bit at the beginning of in the middle of the episode. Who are you going for left wing?
I mean, I was actually going to say like Eze has been good, but not as I don't know. Maybe is Semenyo, does he play left sometimes or is he right?
He plays left. He plays left.
Yeah, Semenyo. So I think Semenyo
Yeah.
has been the most standout left winger for me. But I
Yeah,
mean,
of course.
I feel like because of how Arsenal is doing and Eze, although not as much in assistant goals, how much I have watched him play, he changed Arsenal like in a way that people won't like not as much as a lot of the other Arsenal like defense and stuff. But
It's
they
fine,
did a
bro.
lot
They've got enough players in this team. Semenyo. Forget
Fair
Eze.
enough. Okay.
And yeah, striker. I don't think it's a difficult debate.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, it's
gotta
of course
be a
Danny
Haaland.
Welbeck.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
I mean, Danny Welbeck is a shout. I don't know who else is there. Gyökeres, he's been doing pretty decently so far.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin has been alright.
Krupi Jr. from Bournemouth.
Krupi Jr., yeah, Krupi Jr. has been pretty interesting. Voltemard has had a good start after replacing Isak. But
Mateta.
yeah, I think the straightforward option is Erling Haaland. So yeah, that is the team of the season so far. 10 games in, you got David Raya in goal, Julian Timber at right back, Saliba and Gabriel and Gabriel at centre back. Left back is I don't know Tyreek Mitchell or Daniel Munoz. Warren wasn't very clear on that, but. Then we got three central midfielders, which is Granit Xhaka, Bruno Guimaraes, and Moises Caicedo. On the right-hand side, we've got my double, Brian Mbeumo. On the left-hand side, we've got Antoine Semenyo. And up front is Erling Haaland. That ends the episode, guys. I hope you could smell what the Footism Podcast is cooking. I'll just end with that little rock quip again. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
See you guys. Bye.